So we got the big Sony conference.
The winner.
I gotta say, they really came out and they're like, "Boom, bitches!"
Yeah.
They had a lot of great game reveals. Nothing no tech or anything. And
No,
they had a huge piece of tech that they dropped.
Well, you mean?
Are you talking about the VR?
Yeah.
The VR machine that they're coming out with?
I'm talking about reveals.
The
Like
one that they had there for everybody to play.
They didn't show us anything we didn't know about. So let's just break it down. They showed us Days Gone, which their first
started with. Well, go ahead.
I have a
Go
list. You know, we're not going to bust out
Go
the
ahead.
big dogs.
No, go ahead. Days Gone is one of the coolest looking
Yeah.
ones at the entire.
Well, and it's funny because the
made.
first showing of it was less. I was like,
Do we
okay, it's a
wanna
motorcycle
scope it?
game. Yeah,
Yeah,
but then when they
definitely,
closed the show with it, I was like, oh, that's something.
This game looks amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Get that out of there.
You were right though. It was like, was it Sons of Anarchy? I don't really need to play a biker game.
Yeah.
You know. And then they're like, all right, we're gonna wrap up some Days Gone footage, and I was like, what? That's what you're gonna close up with? Like, really? There's no Neo talk. There's nothing. And then I started watching this, and I was like, what? Yes, dude, I'm on board. It kind of has that.
Skip
Last
a little bit
of
ahead,
Us
Gordy, to the craziness.
vibe.
It does
It
have a lot,
does.
but it also
Meets
has
the Left 4 Dead
a little more
vibe.
Left 4 Dead. Exactly.
And I was like, okay, if somebody came up to me like, I'm gonna make a game, Tim,
skip ahead a little more,
and I'm gonna give
ahead here.
you The Last of Us meets Left 4 Dead. What do you think?
Here
And
we
I was
go.
like, here's my money.
It's on.
Just take my
Yeah.
money.
Right here is where it just
Starts.
starts.
That's what he
It
gets
goes
for
horribly
attacking
wrong.
him.
Exactly.
Don't
Yeah.
attack me, bro.
You get eaten by fucking zombies.
And I love the fact that they really went with the 28 Days Later, like, and Dawn of the Dead remake, like,
Yeah,
you know,
they can
crazy
move.
zombies. Because really, if
this
they
is cool. I like the scramble.
Yeah. The graphics
dude,
and the
that locomotion.
locomotion's
Yeah.
nuts in this game. But just the amount of
And this-
NPCs on screen is
Yeah, this is where
Crazy.
it started
Yeah.
getting cool. I was like, well, why is he shooting them? And he continues to shoot them.
Yeah,
like,
because-
holy shit, he's going for it. He's
Yeah.
gonna fucking kill them all.
Yeah, because it obviously maybe it was just for demo purposes, but there was unlimited ammo.
Oh yeah.
And maybe that was just like a god mode type of thing. But
Can you actually make a silencer out of an oil filter on a car?
I saw that and I was
I
like,
didn't look it up either.
he's jumping the shark for sure on that
I
one.
was like, it's not gonna work. And then the first thing I saw here, I was
Explosive barrel.
like, yep, explosive barrels. Gotta have that.
Yeah.
So the use of the environment I thought was really cool.
And then one thing we can't get in all this is the sound, and unfortunately, they had that orchestra playing for
Yeah.
each
Oh,
one of
yeah.
these, and
Yeah.
it was
That was very
a
impressive.
phenomenal setup. I
Yep.
have to give props to them. That was fucking beautiful.
I was very reserved
Look at this.
on Sony because like I try not to fanboy. I try and stay very, very much even. Like when it came to last gen, I was primarily a
Destructible
360 player.
environments.
Yeah.
Now I'm primarily a PS4 player. At the end of this conference, I was incredibly hyped. I was like, man, I wanted to buy just about everything they threw at me. Everything looked great. The conference was awesome, but I didn't really want to like start just like gushing. And then I got on Twitter and everybody was just like stand up applause, like this is brilliant. Like Sony killed it, and I was like, cool, man. Like, all right, I don't want to sound like a fanboy, but everybody kind of agreed there.
Yeah.
Sony's
And-
always been amazing.
And you know, I'm the very same. Like I like all systems, and I am primarily an Xbox player. But you know, Sony really brought the heat with their game showcase.
Yeah.
You know, they brought.
And this here,
looks
I was watching this and I was like, no, go to the right. You can get on that roof. Like I was. Like,
oh, he's got him in a choke point.
Yeah.
though.
Yeah, I
he
was
won't-
like looking for like what's his out, and I was like, I'm thinking to myself, I was like, can I make that jump to the roof? Like, is that possible? No, I got to use the the HVAC units there or whatever.
That's so unnerving too, having him like swiping at your heels while you're climbing.
Yeah,
You know, I was
yeah,
like,
yeah.
"Oh."
Oh,
This part here.
it's so cool.
I like how it wasn't like one of them touched you, you're dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It had that Left 4 Dead feel of like I can get
Oh my
through a
God,
couple of
go.
these guys.
Like that guy's like, ha.
And this actually was really unnerving the way they wrapped up the trailer.
Oh, yeah.
I was like,
there's-
oh no, what happens?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, right. And they're like, find out 2017.
This could literally be. That could be one of those like false intros where like this is the
Yeah.
first thing you play. This guy gets eaten and then credits roll and you start the game. And I'd be like, oh no, let's go.
Yep. Gordy. Oh, you son of a bitch! You're picking all
You
those
just
up.
heard the loudest collection of Nintendo
just-
toys.
oh,
hit
I
the
thought you just-
ground.
I
Yeah.
thought you flipped all the pogs. I was like, damn.
All right. Yes. So that was good. Let's talk about something that I'm probably going to bring a lot of hate with people watching this, but Death Stranded.
Yeah.
Hideo Kojima. First, they walk him out like he was the second coming of Christ.
Because he is.
So
He's so
let
far up his own butthole.
let me just talk, and you know, no one will agree with me. Everyone's going to call me a tool,
Here comes the unsubs.
but
My $10 goes back to zero.
I think that Hideo Kojima is the most overrated game developer of all time.
He is so far up his own ass that.
Well, that's because
but at the
everyone-
same
yeah.
time, he made Metal Gear Solid and Metal Gear, and that's one
Oh,
of
yeah.
the coolest
No,
fucking
I
game
agree.
series
But
of all time.
you know, Metal Gear Solid 5 lost me so hard with its bonkers weirdness.
Oh, it was so good.
And then this, I'm like, what is this?
I think Norman Reedus had a baby. I think that's what it was. That's why it's still
And the
tied.
umbilical cord to
Yeah,
him.
he's still tied.
Let me just say, I watched this trailer and I was like emotionally.
If you're a father, I wanted to know. I actually wanted to ask you.
I watched this, and then it's like this scene here, and it's gone, and I was like, "What is happening? What are those on his neck?" Like, first off, I was super excited to see Norman Reedus after the failed Silent Hill,
PT,
Yeah, for
right?
sure.
And I'm so glad that he was even willing to jump into another game after having such a bad experience with Silent Hill just falling apart.
You don't like Norman Reedus, Mike Mint?
This tool is a main character.
I met Norman Reedus. He's actually a really cool dude.
Yeah, I love Norman Reedus.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, like Boondock Saints and stuff.
But
I got
that's no
nothing
different
against
than
him,
me not liking Hideo Kojima. Nobody
Yeah.
agrees with me there, so it's fine.
Well, he's kind of a
yeah. No, I don't like Metal Gear. I've said that before. Like, I don't play Metal Gear games. I don't particularly enjoy them. I know Gordy loves them to the point that he doesn't return them. But
And then what are these? Like just these dudes hovering.
this is
around.
Death Stranding.
So
like when a bunch of
crazy.
whales
I know what
beach
the-
themselves, like that's it. That's
I
what
know,
happens.
but
Yeah, but what are
these
the
guys,
homeboys?
The guys in the sky. I know what
the
fucking
reason.
whales are.
That's why you're gonna play the game.
No,
right?
That's why I'm going
I'll
to
keep
watch
coming.
the review of it.
The name of the song is "I'll Keep Coming." By the way,
But I like this. This is a very don't ever tell me games aren't art type of a vision.
Oh, for sure.
And he's trying to bring something to us that's completely different. I like that. Basically, Sony brought Kojima on to be like, do something different.
no, yeah.
We'll let you fail, but go out there,
Well, he won't
live
fail.
your vision.
He won't.
He won't, and that's
yeah,
just
yeah.
it, right? But they're like, go live your vision, because the dude was completely shit on by Konami.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, they had literally legal paperwork sent to him that banned him from going to the game show where Metal Gear Solid won Game of the Year. That game show,
Your
was-
own goddamn video game.
Exactly, the thing you created. They were at least nice enough at the end of that to throw shout outs and explain why he wasn't there to accept it and why it was like Kiefer Sutherland or whatever did. And it was so cool to see the respect of somebody who's really putting their all into the video game industry, despite the fact that he's just being stepped on.
Yeah, I won't deny any of that, and I won't deny that I appreciate the fact that he's doing something totally different. However, it is so far different that it just doesn't.
And we
appeal
just
to me.
don't know anything. About it.
But I just wish that maybe people would take him down just a peg and stop sucking his wiener so much.
If he keeps making games, I'll keep sucking that wiener.
Yeah. No, that's the thing. I mean, every time a guy makes a game, it gets Game of the Year, and everybody goes ecstatic.
Because they're fucking great games.
And even
Like,
if
I
it's
don't-
not,
what else
even
to
if it's
say?
not my game, I can still respect the fact that what he's doing makes so many people happy, and that they're visionary games. They're not just like, again, throw a dart. And I was like, oh, it looks like we're doing space shooter.
Space shooter.
Space shooter. That's our next game. Or if you work at Ubisoft and you're like, we're doing Assassin's Creed, 1872.
Yeah, Japan's not even on their dartboard.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah.
So
Here we
cool.
go.
Let's you got the next bad boy pulled up, Gorgor Binks.
I do.
All right, this was my second game of show. For Honor
this
was
is
my
it.
most favorite. This one really took the cake
This
for
is
me.
number one.
Oh my
I
god!
hope this is
oh
not what I
my
think
god! Oh my
it is.
God of War, guys!
Nobody wants to play this, right?
Yeah,
Am I
it
right?
looks like crap. Should we probably not even talk
We
about
should
it?
probably just skip
No,
this.
it's-
Look how
Let's move on.
shitty these graphics
Yeah.
are.
They're literally the worst. Like, come on, get on Nintendo's level,
Yeah,
guys.
and your beard
hell?
looks stupid, Kratos. Get over yourself.
Oh God.
Jesus.
Beards are awful.
Side note about Kratos is it's a whole new voice actor, and I thought he sounded fantastic.
Oh yeah.
It's a whole new guy. But guys, this is a total departure from normal God of War, but yet at the same time still very God of War-ish.
Kratos has fucking emotions. What's going on here? Like they're humanizing Kratos. They gave him a beard,
Which is great. Yeah,
humans have.
give him a little prequel. Humans are known for beards.
Yeah,
Give him
humans are known for
about
a new kid, because obviously the first God of War trilogy was about because his wife and kid were killed.
But I mean, also look at it too. Like this is pretty far in the future from what happened at the. It looks like.
I was reading because GameSpot did a thing where they interviewed the developers and they talked about the game, and they said, because a lot of people are speculating, well, maybe it's an alternate universe.
I thought it was a prequel.
Oh no, they said this was
I saw it.
this was like 20, 30, 40 years after God of War 3, and now he's in Scandinavia and he's got a whole new life and stuff and whatever,
beard.
and then the story will play out how
Dude,
it's
he has
supposed to.
texture on his head. He looks so badass. It's not even funny. I will cosplay this at some point.
I think
for
you
sure.
should. I think you could
Like,
knock that out of the
guaranteed.
park.
I will shave the head and have no problem.
And I will be the little boy.
Now, we're seeing a very subdued Kratos here. He's got some rage things going on a little bit with he gets frustrated with his kid, but he's pretty un-Kratosy. Now, I'm thinking...
It's the grizzled old man in him, though, right? Yeah.
But check this out. I'm thinking at some point in the story, because you're going to play it for a while, and it's going to be very Joel and Ellie, where you're going to be attached to both characters.
Yeah,
and I bet you his kid gets killed, and then we see him just rage the fuck out the rest of the game.
It's like, well, time to kill everybody again.
Yeah. So I bet you that's what happens.
Or maybe even just like kidnapped or something.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. But
can I just say that I'm loving this over the shoulder?
Oh my
because
god!
I was getting tired of that.
The camera angles in this look amazing. I don't know if you'll be able to control them because you never
breaks
can,
that dude's jaw off with his thumb.
Yeah.
Like it's very small
this
detail.
This is cool right here.
The little things. And he takes the
force power.
Yeah. You can't fuck with
so
Kratos.
Jedi, huh?
Yeah, dude, it's pretty solid.
Yeah.
Bunch of writing I can't read.
So yeah, initially, like when I first saw this, I was like, "Is that Kratos?" Like it took me a second because I was like, he's got a beard. I can't accept that. Like for whatever reason,
he's even more badass with a beard. It's fucking crazy.
But this looked phenomenal. And then when they got to like this little mini boss fight, I was like, yeah, dude, day one.
No.
I mean, this demo looks pretty scripted, but at the same time, this is how it's going to play. I'm pretty sure these are pretty scripted.
They said and they did say the game is wide, but it's still linear. It's not open world.
Cool,
which is fine. I mean, we have so many open world games.
Tell me a story because you guys have been telling amazing stories.
Exactly. But what was kind of jarring is this happens like this big event, and then he's just like, okay, let's go get that deer. That didn't even really faze me.
Yeah, he's not bleeding out of his shoulder profusely from the arrow.
I also want to point out the noob who is playing right now. Why is he getting hit?
You know what?
Well, maybe they're just showcasing stuff.
Step one. I saw that guy pick up that big rock, and I was like,
Get
okay,
out of the way.
let's back up a little bit. He's gonna swing it.
Yep.
See? That's punishable. Right? Fight game terms, guys. That's punishable.
Maybe it's his first time.
You can punish that. Full punish. Yeah, full punish.
Anyway, this is fantastic.
Get away with that.
Yep.
But like the ice cracking and stuff, like they did a great job of not making this just like a tiny little circle ring of fight.
I've watched this at least 6 times now, and there's not a single thing that looks offsetting in the entire view. Like look at all the trees, like the clothes, like his hair, like his hands, his face, like all the creature itself, like every part of the body moves.
And you could imagine that when
the
this
sky is moving, like this is awesome.
When this comes out, it might also come out to coincide with the PS Neo.
Might even look better.
And if that's the case, it's going to look even better. You know, holy crap, guys.
Yeah, they blew it out of the water with this one.
Totally. But I mean, what more can be said? It's it's fantastic.
Getting that dark Hideo out.
Gordy,
God, he's just such a badass.
Yeah. What do you want?
Let's go to Batman VR, unless you don't have it. There's not really much to talk about. But PSVR is...
There's a lot to talk about.
Peggy,
there's just not a whole lot to show.
Right, that's what I mean. PSVR had a big showing. There's a lot of stuff coming out. The game's coming out in just a few months. We have ours ready to go. There's displays in Best Buys all over the country right now. People are playing it. But this, a lot of people got to play it. You are Batman in 100% virtual reality.
Wear the cowl.
It's very detective.
Where is she?
As opposed to like beat 'em up, So
He said it was Troy Baker.
Troy Baker is no, that's in the Telltale game.
In the Telltale game, yeah.
This is I don't know who's voicing Batman.
It sounded like Mark Hamill, like when they were doing the monologue.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Troy Baker as the Joker.
Yeah.
Troy Baker voices Batman, and he does everything. I thought it sounded Troy Baker to me.
Yeah,
because Mark Hamill's.
I unfortunately had to watch his conference like on a cell phone and half of a shitty laptop.
Oh yeah. So
because I was at work.
Well, part of the reason I wonder is because Mark Hamill's last like 5 years have been way busy with Episode 7, now Episode 8. So I don't know.
Thank God.
Well, no, everything he's ever done with the Joker has been his last thing.
Yeah.
I'm not coming back. I'm not coming back. I'm not coming back. So when they did this, I was like, I don't know. Maybe he came back because it's a shortened experience.
But we don't know. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's a full experience.
Yeah, you never know.
So I did hear that it is slightly different. It's not like the Batman games in terms of like combat and stuff. This one is actually very like puzzle,
like a detective game,
side,
which
of things.
is what Batman freaking
like
is.
I just said.
He's not a superhero. He's a freaking detective.
Can't hear when everybody's talking in these headphones.
This game looks pretty cool too.
Yeah. Okay. So are we done talking about Batman?
Apparently we are.
That was the end of the trailer. So
yeah, there's really not much to know about it.
We don't know it.
There's not much to know other than the fact that I was like, "Oh snap!"
Yeah, yeah. But it's Batman. Like you will automatically buy it and play it and
Yep.
be all over it no matter what. So that and the Telltale game or whatever, like both of them.
Yep.
Definitely.
This next game, a lot of people were very excited for. They had a pretty huge showing. They showed this actually last year, so this is a big gameplay showcase.
I have my reservations, but
So
It's
it
fine.
looks fantastic.
Yeah.
The gameplay looks cool. The thing I'm not sold on is the robots aspect.
Dinobots.
This game would be, Gordy, skip ahead a little bit. This game would be light years cooler to me if they were
dinosaurs.
crazy animals. Dinosaurs, I don't care, or even just beasts of this own world.
Dinosaurs makes everything.
I just not into the tech aspect of it. Like, I love the weird Viking-ish, Scandinavian-y looking things, but
These wildlings.
the wildlings,
Yeah.
but combined with like, ooh, but we
nothing.
You know
Jon
nothing.
Snow.
Yeah.
have Uber tech.
I think that tech is kind of cool. Actually,
I mean, I'm gonna
It doesn't
play it.
sell me either way, but
It looks like I'm going to play it. Like, it looks like a great AAA game. However, it just would have been a little bit more appealing to me had they done a little different design wise. But I guess probably the tech probably plays a big part in their weapon system and stuff. So I don't know.
Yeah. Now, when they were showing her like going through, through their environment, like their universe, and she like basically like does some kind of like hack to one of the animals, jumps on and then rides it, and I was like, wow, that's super cool. And then there was like a mini boss fight that like appeared out of nowhere.
and then she calls. Yeah,
Yeah, and I was like, this has promise. This has like real promise.
That's why it looks so cool to me, is because the hacking and the decisions you make before you maybe get to a certain area will definitely influence how that. Because if she hadn't hacked that buffalo bison robot thing or whatever it was, she wouldn't have been able to use it in the fight.
Right.
Like, so
Yeah.
you know, maybe depending on what you hack, what allies you might be able to call upon will definitely influence
Yeah.
how the game is played.
But visually, it's a stunning game.
It's amazing looking.
like this and God of War. I'm just like, what is happening with games? They
Sony-
look so good.
Sony's always been good.
And I wonder
Yeah.
if there is any kind of a hack level up system to where
Yeah.
I can hack like this tiny creature and then I can hack a bison. Because if I could hack like one of those big
Yeah.
like Stegosaurus looking things to have it fight for me, that'd be like really cool. Come the end of the game, when
Right.
you're having this massive clash, and I've got like against those, and I've got other of these dinosaur things on my side.
Yeah,
So I'm very curious. I want to try it out.
I want to play it.
No, I'm definitely
I have
gonna,
to touch it.
I
first,
gotta
but-
get it. Like, and it's not one I'm gonna skip. But you know,
Yeah, I know for a fact it won't be like a day one buy. Like I'm not like that enthusiastic where I'm like I must have it.
Yep.
You will have it like day one.
No, actually, I'm so
Touches. We had weird touches over here.
I'm so backlogged that I actually might wait until I'm at like a weird lull where there's no games to play, like in the weird summers and stuff, and then I'll probably be like, okay, well now's a good
I'm
time
not
to
a
play
fan of the
Horizon.
title.
Horizon Zero Dawn.
Zero Dawn.
It just sounds it sounds like a game trailer
Meh.
or a game title. You know.
Meh.
Horizon Zero Dawn is the dartboard of names.
Yeah.
You know,
Oh yeah.
Horizon Zero Dawn.
Boom, count
Whatever.
it.
Got
Count
it.
money.
Cool. This is real quick. I don't even know if we got footage of this, but they announced the Star Wars Battlefront will have
Yeah,
PlayStation VR
They said
mission.
mission.
Yeah, well, it's totally free to download, so that's fine. Give me one single
play it.
mission.
Don't take it for free. Mission.
I mean, if I can get
I'll wait
inside
for
an
port
X-Wing,
in.
yeah, and Obi-Wan will whisper in my ear, "Use the Force, Adam,"
False Adam.
and then I'll do the things.
And then
Yeah,
you-
Red
and-
Fox ready.
But this
Porkins.
I think this is interesting because this is their answer basically to, oh, you want space battles? Cool.
Yeah.
Get in the space battle.
Exactly.
Play
yeah.
as Porkins.
Yeah. Porkins down.
Yeah. I mean, Battlefront had disappointing moments, right? But they didn't give people space battles, and they were really upset about that. It's not like you couldn't use every single ship in
space.
battle. You know, it was like they still gave them to you. So I
And
think it's really cool. And again, it comes with the admittance that they didn't quite hit it out of the park like they had hoped.
Yeah, and Mike says, if you had Battlefront already, I was told it would be free. And yes, they are going to give it away for free if you
Give it
purchase
a wee. Give it a
Battlefront.
wee now.
So, not much to say there. Great. I do want to get this downer out of the way before we
Yeah.
close out with the cool reveal they had. But so this was the one part of all of E3. Gordy and I shut up. We're like, oh fuck!
Here it comes.
They're doing it! Gordy's over here. I had Gordy in the corner. He's like, am I about to cry?
Gordy's crying in the corner.
We were like, oh my god! And I was like, no way, they're doing it! And
Yeah.
he mentions Activision partnered up, and I was like, oh fuck! To bring you remasters
Yeah.
and Skylanders. And I was mega disappointed. Now Tim has a wonderful point that this, if the remasters sell, yes, they will probably lead into a new Crash game, which I do
True.
support.
Yep.
But the way they presented it, like I wish it wasn't such a spectacle that brought us up and then tore us down for a goddamn.
That's kind of what everybody else was like. Oh,
that was cool. Let me talk about that for a second. Right,
the weird.
Everybody they let into this fucking conference is a bunch of fucking tech bloggers that don't even look like they play video games.
Yeah,
and nothing pisses me off more than when I watch these and they release something that's incredibly cool and it's great fan service. And this is it.
Everybody's
yeah.
I mean, you can hear crickets in there, and it drives me insane. Finally, they actually were like applauding, like, "Oh, it's gonna happen!" Like everybody went crazy. But I can't stand watching every other conference where it's just crickets, and that makes everything that much more cringeworthy than it actually is.
Yeah, sure, I feel that.
Like, participate a little. Like, put this in like a sports arena and have some fans in the outer ring for free, and let people get hype.
Like people that actually give a damn.
Yeah, exactly.
Does anybody care about Skylanders?
Well, no. Let me mention why I thought this is a weird decision, because Skylanders is primarily a game for the younger crowds, crowds that have never played a Crash Bandicoot game ever. So why are they going to give a shit about Crash Bandicoot being in the game? They're like, who's Crash Bandicoot?
Maybe they're trying to introduce the IP to them before they,
that's
come
true.
along and
That's a
put
good
out full
point.
game.
Yeah,
maybe so.
Explain this Bandicoot.
So there's
to me.
that, and then the other confusion to me is that they have recently announced that Disney Infinity is no longer, like, it's not going to be a thing. So for Skylanders to keep it going, that's interesting, because they might be one of the few, along with like Lego, that's still really trying to support the toy.
Well,
connected.
Skylanders sells unfathomable amounts of their toys. So there's
it's a huge money machine.
for some reason, Disney Infinity just didn't catch on.
I thought Disney Infinity was a huge money machine. It has been for my bank.
Skylanders is.
Skylanders is. Lego is. Lego had actually a big showing for Dimensions too, but I forgot to bring it up. But whatever.
Yeah.
But anyway,
they brought him back in a way no one wanted. I don't know. I kind of disagree with that. I wanted the remasters because there's a new generation of people we're multiple systems away now from PS1. So there's people who are younger who should get to experience this, right? So I think it's a reboot that I'm okay with. But again, I think it's only to generate hype and to generate funds for the next project. They're like, let's see if this sells.
I think that's a solid.
Yeah, I think you're probably right, and I will very happily play the remasters because I'm very interested to see what those are going to look like.
But that's not.
I would have been more happy if there was a new Crash game that had the remasters as a DLC or something. Yeah, do that.
They didn't quite give me what I wanted, so I was a little disappointed.
Yeah.
But at the same time, Crash Bandicoot's coming back.
For sure, it's coming back.
It's coming back at least.
It'll be a big way.
Yeah.
So,
and also, I don't expect Sony to release Forza 7 as it's not their IP. Yeah.
Oh, interesting. Okay. So we have one more big game that was at the Sony thing that I think kind of. What do you mean two?
Well, let's just do this one first, and then I'll lay it on you.
Okay. Well, this one kind of took me by surprise because it's a brand new IP that I'd never heard of before, and it's just a very unique idea. But let's talk about Detroit Become Human.
I think it looks insane.
It looks
so
really
cool.
good.
It does look cool.
I mentioned this on Twitter, and my Twitter lit up. Everybody was like, "Yes."
Yeah, it looks cool.
Yeah, it looks really good.
Who's doing this guy's voice? He sounded so damn.
He's
familiar.
an android. It's just an AI.
No.
He's actually created from nothing.
All right, genius.
Yeah, it's just a program.
It sounded so familiar.
I actually don't even remember what it sounds like.
Who are you? I'm not a real boy.
The fact that it has so many different outcomes,
Pinocchio.
the replayability of this game is out of control.
Yeah.
Not to mention, it's beautiful.
Now let's talk about the outcomes. So the basic structure of this game is that it's kind of like Groundhog Day. You're replaying the same scenario over and over again as like detective, and you gather clues, and then you get to make decisions that have a massive impact on the outcome. Now, when you watch it, and there's this hostage situation with like another droid and this girl, you can see that some of the outcomes look like they're a win.
Yeah.
And then they're not.
They're just totally not.
So in this trailer, for example, there's a few moments where this girl does not make it. The protagonist does not make it. There's one scenario, which you guys can't hear in the trailer. I would highly suggest you go back and watch this later. He lets the girl go, and the sniper on the roof shoots him, and he looks right in your eyes, and he's like
you lied to me.
You lied to me.
Yeah.
And then he dies, and then you're like, I
Man,
won
I feel
and I
like
didn't.
it did.
That hurt. So
And it's weird that a
yeah.
But there's-
3-4 minute trailer with androids that you don't even know can evoke
Oh
a
yeah,
good emotional pull.
that's the whole point of it. I mean,
Yes.
even if you look at the apartment, like this guy right here holding the girl hostage, he had pictures with her. Like he was part of the family.
Yeah,
So there's
that's
a
true.
lot. This is all an emotional.
And that's the mark of a
Heartstring
fantastic game, that this can pull at your heartstrings
Yeah.
in a short trailer with characters that aren't even effectively human. It's going to be really good.
Now, see, the one thing I don't know is if this game, if you're just playing the same scenario over and over and over, like if this is the house you go to for the whole game,
Well, no,
or if it's gonna have multiple.
It probably has like missions and
Yeah.
stuff, and then each mission has like maybe 10, 15 different outcomes.
But I mean, look at a demo like PT. Like that was one of the coolest games that came out, and it was all done in one room.
It was literally it was basically one
Like,
little
yeah.
house. Yeah.
Yeah.
You never know what they'll pull out, but
Yeah, you're not wrong.
This could be like the future of storytelling.
Yeah.
This is
Yeah.
I was so
Yeah.
blown away by it, so taken back. Like
Well, and it kind of evokes a little bit of Until Dawn, but in a much grander scale. But Until Dawn kind of brought this feel
To a
to it.
degree, yeah, right,
And Until Dawn, I thought, was one of the better games I played in 2015. And I'm very excited about the notion of them taking that concept a little bit further.
I wish I had a PlayStation
just-
4. I'd love to finish Until Dawn. I didn't get to
I
finish
can't
it.
in the story, the elements within the story, androids and stuff. I can't tell you how much I love Blade Runner and stuff. So
oh yeah.
this kind of thing also gets me excited.
Sweet, dude. You got a little boner right now?
Get a little Blade Runner better?
Even the choices they showed right there.
Oh yeah.
Like, because like when you play these games and they give you only like a split second, and he's got a gun behind his back, and it's like execute or intimidate. You're like,
What? Pause? What pause isn't working?
yeah. Like you
This part
shoot him,
right
and he
here.
just brings the girl with him, and I was like, oh.
And actually,
Bad choice.
The gore effects, and this is probably CG
Oh.
trailer, but are very, like, they look good. Like, there's multiple layers to that character model.
Yeah.
It's super cool.
You lied to
You
me.
lied to me.
Yeah.
And like you're like
Surrender,
oh, I
bad
feel
choice,
bad.
negotiate,
Look at all
protect.
those options.
Yeah, it looks
yeah.
amazing.
That's all one path.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know.
Super cool. So super cool. Gordy, you said you had another game that I
I do
forgot.
have well, there's a few, but let's roll with this one right here.
My list,
Sony.
my list auto-populated back to a list earlier before I had finished it for some reason.
Your list
so-
is incomplete.
Yeah. But what do you got?
I got this.
Oh, it's like seeing it all over again for the first
Yeah,
time.
yeah,
What
I'm
is it? What is
super
it?
Excited.
Kidding you guys.
Sony.
Yes, Sony.
Oh, what?
You are not ready.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Wait, what is this?
If you don't know already, then
Yeah, come on.
I'm a little
Come on.
disappointed in you.
Oh fuck! Oh my god! How could I forget?
Oh my god, a real world living, breathing New York.
I gotta throw shout outs to the
Finally.
I have this one client that every year, like, because I'm like a personal trainer, so like every year we get together and we always watch E3 Sony instead of work out. So it's become like a thing. And dude, he called everything. Like they showed a city and he's like Spider-Man.
Yep.
I was like, wow,
They showed
I
New
was
York-
out of there. Yeah.
New York, Spider-Man.
Oh well, first of all, Insomniac Games really knocked it out of the park with Sunset Overdrive. I don't know if you guys played it.
Yeah, it was free.
I have it.
Oh yeah,
Still haven't played it.
It's so good, but and
We have finally, and I said it before, but nobody paid attention for some reason. But it's a living, breathing New York City. Finally, like you look, it looks.
no, you're right.
It looks.
I heard
dirty.
you the first
It
time, by
looks
the way. I just
dirty.
chose to ignore you.
There's people. Well, that's what you always look for, or I always look for in these open world games.
Well,
Like,
if you're gonna,
It's
if
not
you
just a
haven't,
static person on a corner.
yeah,
if you have an iconic city like New York, you have to give it some life. You know.
yeah, but
and now we
that's-
have the
they
technology to
haven't
do
done
so.
that in
Yeah.
any of these Spider-Man games.
Oh man, it looks so good. And actually, there was a lot of hoopla about, and I think even Roger was one of them who was like, the white spider looks clashes to me, but I actually like the costume
the costume looks
designer's
good.
decision.
You know, I'm okay with them just creating something new and slightly unique to it.
Yeah, no, I
Yeah.
think it's going to be really titties.
Not everything has to look like all generic Tobey Maguire.
Yeah.